Hello friends, today we are going to see a complete solution of press tool problem. In earlier videos, we have gone through the different steps required to complete a press tool problem. Now, the problem statement is given: design a press tool for the component as shown in the figure. So this figure is having, we required to draw or we required to cut a shape which has been provided from a sheet metal, and for that purpose the given data is the material is ms, thickness of the strip is 5 mm, and shear strength of the strip is 350 Newton per mm square. Now, considering this numerical, first of all we should understand how the component shape will be there, and in that case we can understand that there are two half circles or semicircles which are being provided, and two vertical edges or the elements are being available with this component. Again, we are having this quarter circle or the chamfer which has been provided in the quantity of 4. Okay, so this quarter circle will be provided of the 4R radius, and the quantity will be the 4. So we have to, first of all, in the step number 1, we have to understand the component for its dimensions properly. Then we should start with the step number 1 as a calculation of the cutting force, in which we are knowing that the calculation of the cutting force, and the cutting force will be provided with the formula Fc is equal to perimeter into thickness into percentage penetration into the shear strength. Now in the given data, the thickness is been provided, percentage penetration we require to assume it maybe 100% or 70%. In this solution we have considered it as 70% penetration, we have assumed it, and the thickness is been provided and shear strength is also provided. Now we have to calculate the perimeter of this component first of all, and the perimeter we require to calculate simultaneously for all the elements. So the first element is, if we consider the 4R chamfer or the quarter circle, and for that the perimeter, we are knowing the perimeter of the circle as pi d. Now if we consider a semicircle, then its perimeter becomes pi d by 2. Now here only the quarter of the circle is been present, and for that purpose the perimeter becomes pi d by 4. So the perimeter of the 4R, one of the element from this all 4 elements, one of the elements perimeter becomes 3.14, that is pi, into 8, that is diameter. R is the radius, so 8 will be its diameter. So pi into the diameter divided by 4, so pi d by 4, it will be becomes a perimeter of one of the element, and the value becomes 6.28 millimeter. Now as the quantity is 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, so we can say that, so 4 into 6.28, that means one element perimeter into the quantity as 4, so it becomes total perimeter for the 4R quarter circles, it will be 25.12 mm. Now perimeter of the other element, that is the semicircle, we have been calculated here. As it is a semicircle, so we can say the perimeter becomes pi d by 2, and the quantity will be 2. Okay, so 2 semicircles are available with these components, so that's why the perimeter becomes, quantity is 2 into pi d by 2. Okay, so 2 into 3.14 into diameter, as the radius of this semicircle as given it is R30, so diameter becomes 60, so pi into d by 2, and the quantity is 2, so total perimeter of this semicircle, two semicircles, becomes 188.4 mm. Perimeter of the two vertical elements. Now the next element will be the two vertical elements are being present, but the actual height of these vertical elements you should consider by minusing the either side of the quarter circle, and for that purpose we have considered the perimeter as the elements are two vertical, that's why this 2 is there. So 2 into two vertical elements, that's why 2 into the 20 is the actual height, okay, 20 is the actual height, minus 2 into 4. This 4 is the radius of the quarter circle, and for one vertical element this radius will be available at both the ends, this side and this side. So we can have the 2 into 4. Okay, so it becomes now 2 into 20 minus 2 into 4, that is equal to 24 millimeters. So both side vertical elements total perimeter becomes 24 mm. Next, the perimeter of the 4 horizontal elements. Now for this component, the 4 horizontal elements are there, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and in this case, so one side of this horizontal element will have the quarter circle present, and for that case we have to consider the 4 elements of horizontal, that's why 4 into 10 is the height. Okay, as you are looking here, the 60 is the total length minus 20 inside, so either side it becomes 10 and 10. The remaining portion of this perimeter is available with this horizontal, and from that 10 we have to minus the 4. Okay, 4 at one side only, so 10 minus 4. Okay, multiplied by 4 because there are 4 elements, 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 horizontal elements are there with 4 minus for the quarter circle from each element. So again the perimeter of this all 4 horizontal elements becomes 24 mm. So total perimeter becomes 25.12 plus 188.4 plus 24 plus 24. That means all these elements we have to add so that we can have the total perimeter as 261.52 mm. So after calculation of the perimeter, we should go for calculation of the cutting force, and it will be given with the formula as perimeter into thickness into shear strength into percentage penetration. Assuming 70% of the penetration, we can calculate the FC as FC is equal to the perimeter is 261.52 into thickness 5 mm into the shear strength which is been provided in the numerical as Newton per mm square, and we have to calculate in the press capacity into tonnage. So we have to convert this Newton into kg, and for that purpose 350 divided by 9.81 into percentage penetration 0.7. 70% penetration we have considered. So this value becomes 32,656.67 kg, and into the tonnage we can say that 32.6 ton capacity will be required. So this capacity will be required, and according to the capacity of this cutting, okay, we can suggest that the 50-ton machine will be suitable to get the cutting operation of this component. Now the punch and the die sizes, the step number 2, punch and the die sizes according to the clearance. So we require to calculate the clearance, and for calculation of clearance we have already known that clearance 2C is equal to the percentage according to the percentage we consider of the thickness, and for MS it is 5% of the thickness. Now in this case, as we are knowing that this is a blanking operation, okay, so we require to have the blank, there is no piercing required. Okay, so from the sheet metal strip we require to cut this shape, and this shape will be available at the bottom of your press machine, and in this case we can say that this is a blanking operation, and for blanking operation we are knowing that the die size will be of the exact size. Die size will be of the exact size, and the punch will be required to have the clearances. So I have drawn here in this figure actual size of the die with the blue pen, and after providing the clearance 2C, okay, so we can have the punch inside. Okay, so punch becomes smaller than the die. Punch becomes smaller than the die, so that we can have the punch can travel inside the die and the cutting operation will be happens. Now this diagram you have to draw with the two different colors, or we can say with the dark line and the dotted line. Dark line shows the your die size, and dotted line will be shows the punch size. So here you can have you can look out into the how the clearances will be provided. So here we can say the 4R is the radius, okay, which has been provided to this quarter circle for the die. So if we add the clearance, okay, so it becomes now 4R plus C for the punch. So 4R plus C for the punch this side only, okay. So both the sides we can have the 4R plus C for the chamfering or the quarter circle operation. For this semicircle operation, 30R is the radius. So at one side we can say we can provide 30 minus C, that is the clearance, okay, 30 minus C, and with the another side it also 30 minus C. So both sides if you consider, it becomes the height of this component, okay, it will have 2C, okay, as a clearance. So 80 is the total height minus 2C, 2C from this 1C from this side and 1C from this side. So 80 minus 2C will be the clearance provided for the punch in this case. So this way you can have 40 minus 2C, okay, the 40 is the die size, and 2C, because 1C at this side and 1C at this side we have minus, and we can get the 40 minus 2C as the clearance for this inside geometry. 60 minus CC 2C, it will be the clearance which will be provided to the length of this component. So 60 either side C and C, if we add, so it will become 60 minus 2C. And here if we see properly, earlier the dimension of this vertical element is 20, okay. Now the dotted line which will move upward, okay, it will increase there. So that's why we can say C is get added into this, okay, and this side also the C will be added. So this 20 mm is now becomes 20 plus 2C, okay, 20 plus 2C. For the punch, this dimension now becomes 20 plus 2C. So this way you have to provide the clearances and for the punch and the die, and then after you should draw on the sheet the die size and the punch size, exact die size and the punch size after calculation of the clearances. So calculation of the clearances will be made as clearance we are knowing whose value is 2C. So clearance 2C is 5% of the thickness for EMS, and 5% of thickness, that means 5 by 100 into 5, so it will becomes 0.25, the value becomes 2C value, okay. So 2C, so if we divide it by 2, so we can get the value of the C as 0.125 mm. So this much amount of the clearance we should provide for one side, and this much of the clearance we should provide for the considering the both sides. So earlier this total height of the component is 80, so 80 minus 2C, so it becomes 80 minus 0.25, that is 79.75. Then for this length of the component, earlier it is 60, so 60 minus 2C, it will becomes 59.75. For the semicircle, only 1C we have to minus, so that 1C value is 0.125, so 30 minus 0.125, it becomes 29.875. For radius, so radius goes inside with the C, okay, amount of increase by C, so 4 plus 0.125, that becomes 4.125 for the punch. So these sizes will be for the punch. Here at this side for the 20 mm, the dimension will be get increased by 0.25, that is 2C, okay. So that's why we can have the new dimension as 20 plus 0.25, that is 20.25 mm. So at inner side you can have the 2C minus for this inner side dimension, and earlier it is 40 mm, so 40 minus 2C, that is 0.25, the value becomes 39.75. So this becomes your size of the punch. So you have to draw this size of the punch with exact dimensions on the sheet, and the size of the die with exact dimension of the component has been shown. So this will become the size of the punch and the die which will be required to be drawn on the sheet, okay. Now after calculation of the punch size, should go for the next step. The next step is in the design procedure is strip layout, so that we can calculate the percentage utilization. For 14 marks of the question, at least 2 layouts you have to draw, and you have to suggest a proper percentage utilization for the strip layout. Now the first strip layout we have drawn for the component as we have selected a sheet, and inside that sheet we have kept the two components as it is. The bridge gap from all the sides of the component, which is equal to the thickness of the sheet, that is 5 mm, we have shown, and this 5 mm bridge gap, it will be there surrounded by the component. Considering the bridge gap, now the width of the sheet becomes 80 is the height of the component, both sides 5 mm bridge gap, it becomes 80 plus 10, that is 90 mm. The advance for the second component, that is the start of the first point to the start of the second point. So this advance becomes, as the length of the component is 60 mm, 60 plus 5, that is 65 mm. So percentage utilization we can calculate with the formula as area of the component divided by width of the sheet into the advance, and for the percentage utilization multiplied by 100. Area of the component, we can cut the area as one semicircle first of all, the second semicircle, and inside this we can have the rectangle. The rectangle size in that case becomes 40 mm in the length and 20 mm in the height. So 20 by 40, that is 800 mm, we can have the area of the rectangle. The two semicircles we can calculate taken it as one complete circle also, or we can calculate for the two semicircles as 5 by 4 d square the area, and in that case we can have the area of first semicircle as 1413 and the area of the another circle semicircle as 1413. So total area in this case becomes 3626 mm square. So considering this area of the component and the width of the component and the advance, the percentage utilization in this case becomes 61.98%. The second strip layout we have considered by keeping the components in horizontal way, and in this case again the bridge gap of 5 mm we have to keep for all sides of the component, and we have to calculate the width of the component as it becomes now 60 plus 10, that is 70, and the advance becomes 80 plus 5, that is 85. The percentage utilization area is not going to be changed, that is 3626 divided by width of the component 70 and advance 85 multiplied by 100. So we are getting 60.94. So in the layout A, the percentage utilization we got maximum, that is 61%, and we can suggest that the layout A will be preferable for getting the component. In the next step, that is calculation of the center of the pressure. So this step you have to carry it out if only the component is not symmetric. Now we are getting that component is symmetric. So even though we calculate this, so we can get the midpoint, okay, of this component as the center of pressure only, as this is a symmetric component. So it is not required to calculate the center of pressure for such components if they are symmetric one. So you have to write only the answer for this step as the component is symmetric, no need to calculate the COP. The COP in this case, if we put the x-axis and the y-axis, so it will be the mid of the component only. The next step is for the other calculations, in which we have calculated the die plate size. So die plate size we can get for its 3 dimensions as the die land or the straight portion which we require to be there inside the die, and that is nothing but 1.5 of the thickness. So thickness of the sheet metal is 5 mm. So 1.5 into 5, that is 7.5 mm. We require the straight land inside the die. Angular clearance we have to put 1.5 degree both sides, and the thickness of the die plate TD, which is nothing but the cube root of FC. Here you have to consider the FC into the tons, so that cube root of 32.65 ton, so we can have 3.19 centimeter. So the value comes into the centimeter if we put the value of the FC in the tons. So you have to consider now the 3.19 centimeter, you have to convert it as into the millimeters. So it will be there 31.9 millimeter will be the thickness of the die plate, which is required so that it can sustain the cutting forces. So approximately we are taking 32 millimeter of the die plate thickness. Then the die plate, die back plate, punch plate, stripper plate. So all these three plates will be again required to calculate for their thicknesses, and by thumb rule we can say their thickness value should be more than half of the TD. So TD is 32, so half of the TD is more than half of the TD, we can have the value as 20 mm. Half of the TD becomes 16 mm, so more than 60 mm, we have suggested that the value of this all three plates thickness should be approximately equal to 20 mm. Then the stripping force we require to calculate, and the stripping force, the formula is FST is 10% of the FC. So 10% of 32.65, that is 3.26 tons, and we have to get converted into the kg, that is 3265 kg for the further calculations. Now 3265 kg will be the stripping force required to be put on the strip, so that the cutting operation can be happens without the, we can say, the movement or the any diversion of the main sheet. The number of bolts can be calculated, and for that purpose this step can be assumed with the data as assume the 4 number of the bolts, and for each bolt we can have the sigma T, that is tensile strength of the bolt, as 45 kg per mm square. And we can have now the formula as FST is equal to pi by 4 into core diameter square of the bolt, that is BC square, into number of bolts into the tensile strength of the bolt, sigma T. So the value, if we put the values, we can get the core diameter of the bolt, that is 4.81 millimeter. So approximately we can say the 5 mm will be the core diameter for the bolt required if we suggest the 4 number of the bolts to assemble the all plates with each other. So this step, after this step, we can have the die impression in this fashion, where we can have the die size. Die size we have, and for that we can have the 4 DC values of the 5 mm. So 4, we can say the diameters we require to be provided, 4 holes we require to be provided for this die plate, so that the other plates can be assembled with the die plate, and the core diameter in that case we have to show as a 5 mm. As it is die cavity with the dimension you have to show on the sheet, okay. And the front view of this die plate you can show like this, where you have to put the straight line with the 7.5 mm as calculated, then the angular clearance of the 1.5 degree for the, and these holes we have to mention over here, and the thickness of the plate as we have calculated as 32 mm. So with this you can calculate, or we have to show the die size on the sheet. So sheet required to draw the strip layout as suggested by you. So the preferred layout you have to show at least on the sheet. The size of the punch and the die, then the die plate front view and the top view, and a complete press tool front view and the top view on the sheet for 14 marks of the question. So the complete press you have to show in this fashion, where you have taken the bottom plate, okay, the bottom plate, then the 2 pillars, okay, 2 vertical pillars, then you have shown the top plate, the ram arrangement or the shank arrangement, so that the ram will be moved. Then this top plate will have the 2 bushes, okay, here one and here other. So inside this bush, this we can say the movement of the top plate will be happens against the pillar. Then this top plate will be attached with the punch back plate and the punch plate, okay. So these 2 plates we require to assemble with the top plate. Then we require to show the die, the stripper plate first of all, the stripper plate, the die plate and the die back plate, and after that the bottom plate. So this much of the plates we require to show and inside that you require to show the punch. Okay, so punch, then it has traveled and the component has been withdrawn as your shape. So this heights are the thicknesses of the plates you have to, as suggested by you. Okay, you have to keep the dimensions as we have shown here. The 33 mm will be the die plate, and 20 mm will be the stripper plates, 20 mm will be the punch back plate. Likewise, you have to show the dimensions. So this way you have to complete the solution for the press tool problem.